Welcome to the broadcast, my dear old fruits. It's the first broadcast of the month. Welcome to the month of May. So in that spirit, it's time for me to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you mean to subscribe. If you found yourself accidentally unsubscribed, which does happen a lot, press the notification bell, won't you, my dear, to be notified whenever I broadcast. How could you possibly want to miss out on that? And if you've sent me a tip jar treat, I thank you most sincerely, I really do, and thank you for your kind engagement here. And we're going to have a different kind of broadcast today. I prepared my notes for a royal broadcast and I was trying to think, how am I going to make this very exciting? Edward's been out and about doing some worthy stuff. The Queen's been at the palace holding a reception with sanitary wash bags handed out to everybody, but it wasn't exactly the sexiest broadcast in the world coming up. And then an article popped up online regarding Charlotte Tilbury's new range of perfumes. She's got a set of 6 new perfumes. And, you know, move over Meghan Markle, the queen of marketing and hype, is to be put to shame. If you're talking about Rachel Ragland, because the real queen of that is Charlotte Tilbury, who has amassed a fortune and a wonderful empire on the back of her branding for her makeup. And of course, she reaches out into perfumes. And I did make a broadcast a few months ago, which you seem to really enjoy, where I tested out First by Van Cleef & Arpels, which was Diana's, the late Diana's favourite perfume, according to Harry. Do you remember that? In Spare, not Bluebell, but First. And I gave it a sniff in a broadcast in my review, and you really enjoyed it. So I thought, I'm going to do it again. So there you are, my dear. I can understand if it's not going to be your cup of tea, but for the rest of you, we're going to talk our way through the fragrances, because I love the world of imagination. You know this, my dear. And this is why it rang my bell, because it's based on the sort of chakral colours, if you will, if chakral is a word. But, you know, it's 6 colours, and it has a sort of chakra vibe, and well, I'll read out the inspiration for it in a minute, but I managed to find a discovery set of 6 vials, so you get all of the perfumes for £25, little squirts of all of them, and if you want to buy the real thing, then it's you know, the actual size, and I think it's £130, so I thought that was an okay deal. It works out as about £4 per vial of sample, doesn't it? So we're going to have a go at that. And do bear in mind that all the hyperbole I come out with, the illustrious, enthusiastic language is not mine, unless I sniff it and then start raving about it. But it is the language of the brand. So, you know, do take everything with a very heavy pinch of salt and a little dose of mischief, because that is darling, 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 darling. That is our darling Charlotte Tilbury. Everything is super luxurious, tested by scientists and laboratories of magic snails and Lord knows what else, magic unicorns. We are entering that world, my dear. We're going to have fun with each colour and with each scent. So let me dig in. Oh, I didn't show you the boxing, did I? I didn't show you the boxing, well, because I just trotted down to the shops when I saw this article pop up, and I cancelled my original broadcast and came up with this one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury bag with a pout, a lip stain pout, and the branding, a logo, and a burgundy ribbon. And the box that it came in was this affair here with the various colours. And it says, the power of scent to unlock emotions. The perfume discovery set. Choose your frequency. How do you want to feel today? Yes, apparently there are all these special molecules in each one that make you feel a particular way. And in this video, I think I'm going to put timestamps in the description box to show you when I'm talking about each fragrance. And when you take them out of the box, this is what it looks like. Not especially thrilling, rather simple, but they are the 6 vials. With the cosmic chakric energy. I cannot wait. And this is the first one, more, I haven't got my glasses on, have I? This is, yes, more sex, more sex. And I'm going to squirt each sample on a flower that corresponds in colour and waft it under my nostril. Boost your feelings of seduction with emotion-boosting molecules in my musky leather fragrance with sandalwood. And it leaves a magic scent trail. That is known as sillage, my dear, but in Charlotte Tilbury's world, it's not sillage, it's a magical scent trail that lasts up to 18 hours. Oh dear, 18 hours. That's a long night after the disco, isn't it, my dear? You can imagine the pongs and whiffs, but you've got this to cover you for 18 hours. For the walk of shame, no doubt. And the seductive lips symbol on the glass bottle, because they've all got different symbols and meanings, it represents sensuality and passion. for this red product. It glides over your skin, leaving a sexy hypnotic scent trail in its path that can put you in the mood. Oh dear, I better go easy, hadn't I, my dear? Are you preparing? Are you preparing for this? More sex feels like a rush of passion through your body. I'm not sure I should do this on camera. That combines a perfect blend of bold black pepper oil and magnetic juniper berry oil. Oh, I once had a lover called Juniper. Juniper berry oil for an intoxicating allure, a fiery union of sultry ambroxan, velvety musk and animalic aldron creates the hypnotic sensual accord that leaves you feeling like you want more. I'm insatiable. I'm on tenterhooks. Let's see what we've got. Does it live up to the hype? The hype. I hate these little squirty sample things, don't you? And they only last about 5 squirts. Over the top notes I get a little bit of Elnet hairspray. A little bit of hairspray and a little blob of plasticine. Not necessarily a bad thing. Quite evocative. Well, I definitely get berries. Berries is the word that comes to mind. And the top note is bold black pepper oil and magnetic juniper berry oil. So I guess it's... Do I get juniper? I get a little bit of strawberry, actually. A little bit of strawberry jam. Maybe it's because we've been talking about Megan's orchard recently, but a little bit of strawberry jam with, yes, a little bit of spice in the distance. But the heart of it is seductive sexual accord, which is made up of ambroxan, sexual musk, and an addictive leather accord. I'm going to have to be quite honest with you, my dears. I'm slightly underwhelmed. It's a very pleasant smelling fragrance, but it is rather weak. I can't really imagine how it would last for up to 18 hours. And it's rather generic. Although as it dries down, it does become more mysterious and begins to seduce you a little bit. It's not making me horny, but yes, it does have a certain seductive quality to it, I suppose. But I think I'm preferring it as that top note of black pepper ameliorates, and it becomes more about a sort of strawberry berryish tone with just a distant hint of rose. I'm getting a little bit of rose in there. A punnet of strawberries with a few roses as well. It's nice. It is nice. It's just not exactly got the pizzazz that I was expecting. And as I say, I can't imagine it's got the much depth or longevity to its sillage, but you'd have to see. What makes it magic, they say? Well, the colour theory for this one is that for centuries, shades of red have been synonymous with evoking feelings of lust and desire. And numerology, the number 5 on the bottle, is believed to channel natural magnetism and have a seductive energy. Symbology, well, the symbol on the bottle is a radiant portal of light between seductive lips, said to represent sensuality and passion. And the crystal for this one is ruby. Rubies are believed to be the crystals of enticing love and desire. Ooh. The next one is the pink edition, Love Energy, in this vial. And I will flash up some of the imagery from their marketing, and it's really gorgeous. I love what they've done with the colours, and this one with the pink was luscious and beautiful. A vibrant union between bold patchouli, sensual woody notes, and velvety addictive musks. Love frequency is the alluring and perfect scent of eternal and all-encompassing love to make your heart dance. Well, let's see. You in the mood for romance? We're going to come over all Barbara Cartland. Let's see. Ooh. Raindrops on roses. Well, immediately I can tell you that this is a very simple garden rose scent. It smells exactly like the pink of this synthesized rose, silk rose I should say. It smells like that with raindrops trickling down it. Apparently the top note is addictive pink pepper, and I like pink pepper in fragrances actually. This is very mild though, it's not something that's going to irritate, just to give it a little extra spice. The heart note is sultry saffron. Not picking up on that, but romantic rose ultimate extract and hypnotic rose essential. Yes, it's just rose, rose, rose to my nose, and I'm not complaining about that. At the base, sensual musk, perhaps a white musk, alluring cashmeran, captivating ambery woods. Now, I'm not always a huge fan of amber, but yes, I can detect it, and it's very lightly used. What I like about this is the fact that Rose is given the starring role, and everything else is but a bit player, part of the supporting cast, but way, way, way on the periphery. Ambery woods and intoxicating patchouli. So some complexity in there, and as I'm going back for another sniff, it's changed a little, and yes, maybe that is the power of suggestion, but I do get some of that patchouli coming through and giving it a bit more of a hippie vibe. And I have just sniffed a squirt of it on my arms. I'm going to be squirting it on my arms because I think it's important to smell it from the skin as well as from the rose. And as I've been doing that, it's the same as the red one, I'm afraid. It doesn't have any projection. They read to me more like skin scents, which is the biggest surprise. I thought that they would be more dramatic, because I gave it a good squirt on my skin and it's not projecting very much at all, which is a bit disappointing because that was really quite a nice smell, and really to my nose is pure garden rose with rain. But the pink pepper at the top does give it just a dash of candy, a little bit of candy in there, almost like a patisserie sort of gourmand. Rose petal icing sugar, if you will. She says, I worked with master perfumers and a scientist at IFF who used the IFF CentCube algorithm, gathering 40 years of research to identify the perfect combination of notes, creating a fragrance that helps boost feelings of universal love. That must be the hippie aspect that I mentioned. From friendship to romance to familial love and self-love. Yes, it's a cross between a sort of middle-class, conservative-leaning lady of leisure who's been out pruning bushes in the garden, and her son from Glastonbury, who's a little bit of a hippie on the side, has just returned from Glastonbury, ponging a little bit, but with the incense of patchouli clinging to his clothes that are still unwashed, and she greets him in an embrace, and it's the mixture of those two scents coming together to create love frequency. With regards to colour therapy, pink is believed to be the colour of universal love. It represents friendship, romance and compassion, which are all qualities that love frequency can bestow upon its user. With regards to numerology, the number 9 on the bottle represents an all-encompassing love that radiates outwards and is felt by everyone you meet. It radiates great depth and passion. Symbology, the Sacred Heart symbol on the bottle is believed to represent boundless and passionate love for humankind. The flames represent a heart burning with love, and the crystal morganite is said to be the crystal of divine love. So that one is in the lead for me at the moment, over the red. Now we move to the colour yellow, and the scent is Joyphoria, happiness in a bottle. Joyphoria is an olfactive symphony of a euphoric, joyful summer that transports you to pure paradise. Blending summer, blooming white florals, Joyphoria feels like a ray of golden sunshine. This is a balmy, warm and radiant fragrance with uplifting neroli oil, sun-kissed ylang-ylang, subtle coconut water accord, and joyful petitgrain oil. A voluptuous, sunny bouquet with warm jasmine sambac, intoxicating tuberose absolute, addictive vanilla and velvety musk. Oh, some lovely flavours in there, scents. Joyphoria is the perfect celebration of happiness. That does sound exciting, doesn't it? It's funny, the top notes, the first thing I get is a reminder of erasers from my childhood. You know, little erasers that you would get in your pencil case as a child that smelt of things like fruits and grapes. This isn't grape, but something similar, apricotty. Oh yes, and you do get that sense of yellow radiance, rays of sunshine, the sort of buttery, primrosy goldenness. Not too citrus, I wouldn't say, but little puffs of lemony sherbet, but not too astringent. The top notes are joyful petitgrain oil, euphoric coconut water. That was what I was interested in. Yes, one wouldn't have recognised it if they hadn't told me, but they've told me, so yes, I can just about sense it there. But I like the fact it isn't overdone, because then it would have started smelling like sun cream or some sort of cocktail, wouldn't it, my dear? Pina colada, which wouldn't have been a bad thing, but not really on point. Okay, uplifting neroli oil. At the heart, intoxicating tuberose absolute, warm jasmine sambac, radiant ylang ylang. And then, the ylang ylang is what feels familiar from adventures with essential oils as a child, I suppose. And then at the base, enchanting vanilla bean extract, velvety cashmere wood, and powdery musks. This is very nice. And it does project a bit more than the other two, from what I can sense, and I have tested it on my hand as well. You're outside on a summer's day. You've been visiting Grandma and she's had you over for pudding in the back garden on a summer's day. The sprinklers on. And there's vanilla ice cream for pudding. You've just finished it, so you've still got the taste in your mouth. And Grandma brings out some fresh lemonade for you and puts the jug down next to your pudding leftovers, and just as you lay back and shut your eyes and the sun plays and dances on your eyelids, then a little waft, a little zephyr, a breeze hits you and skims over the top of the lemonade and past the ice cream and brings some scent of the daffodil to your nostrils, and it hits you like the dust off of a lemony sugary pancake on Shrove Tuesday. And that's it, you get a little gentle blast of lemony summer. Although it doesn't mention lemon. It doesn't mention lemon, does it? Am I being coaxed into thinking there's lemon there because of the colour yellow? Perhaps it's the neroli I'm getting, but my imagination's playing things. But very nice. Now, would I put it ahead of the pink one? Yes, I think I'm going to let yellow take the lead, because I think perhaps the pink one is verging a little too on the feminine side for my personal taste, and I'm definitely not into strong florals, although it was a very nice sort of candied floral, that pink one, but I'm going to put this one in first place. The colour theory for yellow and gold is that they are believed to be the colour of happiness, optimism, enlightenment, creativity, sunshine and spring. The number 3 on the bottle celebrates the pure joy of living, and it's said to be the lightest and most carefree of all the energies in numerology. And symbology, the radiant sun symbol on the bottle can brighten and add joyphoria to your day. The crystal of yellow in ancient mythology, gold was often used as a symbolic colour of aspiration, rarity and beauty. Green, which I happen to be wearing today too. Green is called magic energy, and it promises to be a citrus woody, a sophisticated and reawakening scent that helps connect you to the 4 elements of nature. Air is channeled through the crisp and effervescent bergamot, bringing a fresh, floral, zesty note with a hint of spice to the fragrance. The creamy and aromatic Palo Santo accord, combined with the resinous incense-like finish of frankincense, imbues magic energy with fire. Grounding, energizing, Cypress Ultimate connects the fragrance with the earth, emitting the delicate, mossy and forest-like aspects of the scent. Water is represented by the unique and marine-like aspects of seaweed extract, like a splash of energy, providing fresh and salty facets to the scent. This is so interesting. This is lovely. Actually, I get fig, a little bit of fig, but not overwhelmingly so. But you know, like diptychs, philosophicus, I can never say it. Philosophicus. Diptychs fig scent. Yes, I get some fig, but in an enchanted glade for sure. Green, but not that light green, a sort of deep, shiny, sparkly emerald green, a sort of fairy glen. I really like it. The top note, sparkling bergamot oil, earthy myrtle oil. At the heart is a calming cypress oil. That might be what I'm imagining. Sweet jasmine sambac, refreshing seaweed absolute. And at the base, cashmere wood, purifying Palo Santo accord, ambergris, which is one of my favourites, ambergris accord, and olibanum resinoid. No idea what half those things are. But anyway, Charlotte says it was inspired by Gaia, the goddess of the earth. This is my favourite so far. It just does something. And I think it's got real complexity, dare I say, not being any sort of expert. But there's a complexity. It dances and plays, and you sniff one thing and you can't quite catch it. It is like a woodland fairy sprite or a puck that's dancing about between the leaves and branches, beguiling you. And here and there you get a different whiff. Did you ever sort of play out in nature with your friends, making dens under the trees, the various fir trees in your backyard or your friend's garden, and you come across all these scents under the heathers and amongst the weeds and the dirt? It's like that sort of dancing about. I passed some of those trees from my childhood when I went on a walk. It was last year, and I hadn't passed this particular house for a very long time. A very, very long time, since I was climbing trees with the friend who used to live in that house, and I passed by and it shook me to my core because those trees were still there, and I walked straight beside them and I got a whiff that wasn't too dissimilar to that. And it's the kind of smell you only discover when you're making dens in trees and under trees with the spiders and your friends, having all kinds of larks, like the folk of the faraway tree, you know, pretending that you're in an Enid Blyton novel. Because that was probably my favourite book from childhood, the Enchanted Wood, is it? And the folk of the faraway tree. I'm dedicated to that series, I was, with old Silky and Mr. Saucepan Man. I'm going off into reveries now, but this is where a good fragrance will take you, isn't it, my dear? And this is a good fragrance. It's taken me there, back to childhood adventures. Lovely, really lovely. Colour theory, green is believed to be the colour of life, renewal, nature and energy. And the number 1 on the bottle is believed to symbolise the origin of all things. See, I'm trying to work out whether I enjoy sniffing this or whether I would actually want to wear it. And I have just tested it on my hand as well, and it's gorgeous. But would I actually want to smell of it, or would I prefer to sniff it in the form of a candle or some other object? You know what I mean, my dear? Because sometimes you smell these things and you think, oh, delicious, but then you think, do you really want to smell it yourself? I'm not sure. Symbology, the star symbol on the bottle is said to represent the human spirit and the 7 human chakras, and crystals, emeralds, are said to detoxify negativity and help transform it into positive emotion energy. Now, this was going to go into pole position above yellow, but as I'm sitting here sniffing it, sometimes you get too much of a good thing. And I'm not sure, as much as I really do like this fragrance, that I would want it lingering and lingering. So that really is a close call. It would depend on what day you ask me, but for now we'll put green in front. Now for the colour blue, and this fragrance is called Calm Bliss. And I didn't have a silk flower in blue other than these headband flowers. So that's what it's going to go on. Calm Bliss gently manifests tranquility and serenity, and it's illuminated by the sparkling, precious neroli oil that provides a fresh and floral facet to the fragrance. The peacefulness is embodied by the scent of natural lavandin, which gives it a distinct and aromatic character. It evokes a beautiful, tranquil aroma which perfectly combines with the weightlessness of the watery accord. And Orris concrete has flowery facets with powdery notes and a dry, woody root nuance that, combined with the softness of white musks, creates the innocence in calm bliss. The top note is a bergamot oil. That bergamot gets into everything, and sometimes it doesn't always please me. I love orangey fragrances, but I love juicy, real orange. Not so much orange blossom, I've got to tell you. There are some pleasant ones, but sometimes I find the more floral, orangey scents, such as neroli and bergamot and orange blossom, jarring for some reason. They just don't give me what I want from orange. But if they're done sophisticatedly, can be rather nice. Okay, this is the scent of summer holiday. Summer holiday, you're on the beach, you've got your sunscreen on, you can smell a bit of it, not coconutty, sort of ozonic, ozone, it's a mixture of the beach and a bath towel with, is there sea spray? I suppose a sort of marine atmosphere rather than sea. I'm not really getting sea salt or anything like that, but perhaps someone's joined you who's fresh from the local Lido, the swimming pool at your beachside hotel. Yes, and they're clammy with their sunscreen and still dripping wet. But it's fresh. There's a little bit of salt in the atmosphere, and those orange blossoms are somewhere in the distance, but it's a mixture between that sort of summer holiday vibe and also a spa, a reasonably upmarket sort of spa, not the best, not the Sandy Lane Hotel, but somewhere with a rather she swimming pool for city folks to go and unwind and relax, I suppose, my dear. And there's some grey stone in there as well. Top notes, yes, fresh bergamot oil, sweet neroli oil, relaxing lavandine oil. Then at the heart, soothing orange flower, absolute, refreshing, watery accord. Yes, whatever that watery accord is at the heart, that's what's coming through. It's studies on water. And the base, warm tonka bean, okay, a warm tonka bean accord with pure white musks. That must be the spa that's coming through. Peaceful Orris concrete. Well, I think that's some sort of root, but I would say it's very pleasant to sniff. I would say it's rather androgynous, as all of these are really. But I'd say that it has more in common with the red one, with number 1, meaning that it is what it is without much complexity or extra drama. But still very nice. Enjoyable, certainly enjoyable, but not especially original. Charlotte had in mind a peaceful garden with orange and mandarin trees, a beautiful lake, and a warm smell in the air. I created a fragrance that was the translation of this imaginary place by using orange flower, citruses, watery facets, tonka bean, and a musky dry down. Colour theory: blue is believed to be the colour of the spirit, that it can calm the body and aid balance. The energy of the number 6 is believed to be focused on balance, tranquility, and harmony. The number 6 is believed to invite beautiful surroundings that evoke feelings of pure peace and calm. Yes, it does. But it reminds me of spa retreats, which is why it evokes that feeling. That's why I'm not sure, especially if I would want to wear it and smell of it, but it's certainly soothing and calming reflections and memories that it brings to mind. The lotus flower is believed to be the sacred symbol of purity and rebirth. The blooming lotus flower on the front, circled by gentle doves, is a symbol of purity, peace, calm, and serenity. The crystal aquamarine is said to be known for its ability to leave you feeling calm and soothed. Okay, bringing up the rear now is this long purple. Cosmic Power. It actually puts me a little bit in mind of one of Kate Moss's fragrances. Was it Cosmos that she came out with? The marketing for that anyway. That sort of vibe, which I think was also in purple, and she is of course a great mate of Charlie Tilbury's. But Cosmic Power is a luxurious and opulent symphony of spices. Its unique and distinctive trail derives from the powerful combination of bold black pepper oil, divine cinnamon bark oil, and fresh woody elemi oil. I've no idea what elemi is or how it's pronounced, I'm sorry. The exquisite union of precious rose ultimate, mystical amber, ancient frankincense accord, and enchanting vanilla bean extract creates the warm, spicy, and addictive signature of the fragrance. That sounds exciting. Cosmic Power is the perfect, empowering scent that transports you on a magnetic journey into your inner self. Oh, don't share this with Prince Harry. He'll be after that, my dear, and going on one of his episodes, won't he, my dear? That's what it's all about. Ooh, I'm going to come over all funny. Ribena, Vimto. I can't help but compare this to Summer's Day, my dear. All these perfumes, they're bringing up that summery sort of vibe and childhood memories. So I'm sorry they're evoking and conjuring up the same sort of imagery, but smells remind you of tastes, don't they? And it's the taste of various fruits, which of course we all love, fruits and berries and sparkling drinks. A lot of them have a feeling of sparkling. I think that is one of the takeaways from all of these fragrances. They sparkle, the top notes. Sparkle and fizz. And as I say with this one, it's like sparkling Ribena or Vimto. Sort of jammy, blackberry, plummy jam sparkle, which I really, really do enjoy about this. It's a really gorgeous fragrance. Top notes, black pepper, oil, yes, divine cinnamon bark oil, uplifting bergamot oil again, fresh woody elemi oil. Then at the heart is opulent rose ultimate. Yes, I get the rose again. The empowering frankincense accord. Oh, frankincense. Yes, okay. At the base, mystical amber accord, enchanting vanilla bean extract, and powdery musks. Yes, and I've got a feeling that as this dries down, I will still enjoy it, but it's the top note, it's that original blast that excited me actually and that got me. And as it dries down, it becomes a little bit more spicy in feel. You get those heart and bass notes coming through, and it's a little spicier and a little warmer, and the sparkling effervescence begins to ameliorate. Darling, she says, step into your cosmic power. This is like pure unicorn energy. I truly believe in asking the universe to bestow its cosmic powers on you, and that's the picture I wanted to paint. Colour theory. Purple is associated with royalty, creativity, power and ambition. There's a mystery and magic to the colour purple that can amplify the way fragrance makes you feel. The number 8 is said to represent power, cool, calm, confidence, and a laser-focused vision. And as for the symbol, unicorns are believed to represent power, magic, and positivity. They are the symbol of endless potential and inner strength to rise above challenging situations. The moon, the largest and brightest object in the night sky, has long inspired curiosity and wonder. The cosmic symbology on the front connects us to the universe. And amethyst is believed to give your inner power a big boost with its calming properties. So a fun collection, a really fun collection. I hope you enjoyed going through them and having a sniff with me. Will I be going out and spending £130 on a bottle of any of them? No, I don't think that I will. I mean, I will keep going through my discovery set and testing it out here and there, and maybe I will fall in love with one or the other. But I would be happy to wear all of them. I would be happy to wear all of them. None of them repulsed me. They were all gorgeous smells. I was disappointed by the projection on some of them. I will keep testing it out. but they read more to me like skin scents. I mean, I've been spraying all of them, all up and down both arms, and I'm barely getting too much of a whiff of them. You know, by now I should be ponging. So, but you know, maybe they will just gently linger as a skin scent for a long time, who knows. But the green one really intrigued me, those sort of foresty glades, because green scents can be too much at times for me, too grassy, and this wasn't grassy, it was leafy, and it wasn't bosky, but it was, I suppose, cypressy. That really intrigued me. The last one, the purple one, and its sparkling blackberry fizz intrigued me. Initially, it might be a little bit too spicy and orientally going into the dry damp. I still really loved that one. I loved the rose. The rose was just so pure. Oh, I can still, yes, it's walking past a rose garden of someone's house you don't know, and you just have to have a quick sniff. Have you ever done that, my dear? Because you get the scent. You get the scent. You cannot resist it when it's fresh from rain. They've really captured that very purely. I've got an affection for quite a few rose-based fragrances, but this is a really sort of pure one that they haven't meddled with too much. It is lovely. I just think perhaps maybe a bit too feminine for my taste, but not girlishly feminine. Oh, I don't know. Could be wonderful on a very masculine man, for example. I was a bit harsh on the red one. And it is very nice, but I've smelt it before. I think one of Beyonce's fragrances, actually, I can't remember what it's called, but her berry one, this reminds me of that. So it wasn't especially original. That was my complaint with this one. And I'm not sure it would drive me wild with desire, but I'll have to test it out on a few amours. And then, yes, the yellow one was living up to its name of being happy and sunny and rather gay and uplifting. I would be happy to wear that. I'd be happy to wear all of them. Maybe I should put them all together and wear them in my own bouquet like this, because I have no doubt that they can be layered, and just surround myself with a nosegay of magical scents. Fun. Thank you for joining me for something different. I look forward to seeing you next time. As I said, subscribe, notify yourself, and if you sent a tip jar treat, mwah! Mwah! Kisses to you, my dear, kisses to you. I will catch up with you next time. Take care, my dears, and toodle pip.